This month, it's all about summer safety. So today we're going to share some kitchen safety tips that everyone should know with personal chef Bill Collins from chefbill.com. Chef Bill, welcome back to the kitchen.
Thank you.
We always say safety first, but a lot of times it's easy to forget that day to day.
It really is, especially if you have old habits or you just don't actually, nobody ever told you. So that's why it's so important, especially in the kitchen. You've got sharp things, you might have kids running around, so you really want to be especially careful in the kitchen.
And I think, too, everyone's kind of in a rush doing things quickly these days, so it is easy to kind of cut corners and do things not the right way. So you're going to remind us, even if we've already heard this before, remind us how important it is to be safe in the kitchen and how to do so. So I see that we're starting off with a cutting board
We're
here.
starting off with the cutting board, and you'll notice how the cutting board is kind of moving around. It's not a Ouija board. The cutting board is moving around. And the thing is, you don't want it to move around because that's how, it's like hitting a moving target when you're cutting. So take a damp piece of paper towel, that's all it takes, or a damp towel, and just put it under the cutting board, and see, it's not going to move.
So simple.
It's just one of those simple things, but that way, again, that will help assure you have as many fingers and thumbs as when you started cooking.
That's what we want.
It's almost as important as the food itself. Now, the next thing, actually, is how do you cut some foods? Because we also have very bad habits, or again, nobody showed you.
Right.
Take the common bagel. And the thing is, so many people, hold it like this and they start cutting through. And when they stop, they're either halfway through the bagel or halfway through their hand.
Yeah.
And again, that will ruin any Sunday brunch. So what I like to do is show people is actually, it seems counterintuitive, start with it flat. Also, start with the right knife. Do a serrated knife, and that way it goes through, you're not forcing it through the bagel. But start with it flat like this. And I can tell people just kind of cut halfway, just about halfway through. Now you can turn it up, but keep it on the board. If you're doing things in the air, you don't have stability.
Right.
Put it on the board and then just finish like that. And it's all set, and that way you don't risk cutting yourself or somebody who's walking by.
Exactly. So that's the safe way to cut a bagel.
That is, exactly. It's very important. Same thing with tomatoes. Now, thing about a tomato as opposed to a bagel where you're kind of holding it in your hand, the important thing, as well as cutting, is what's called the guide hand. And that's the hand that's not holding the knife. And it's so comfortable. We've done it all our lives. We hold the food like this with our fingers out. But the thing is, and it takes some practice and remembering to hold your fingers like this, because you don't want them in the path of the knife.
Right.
And so you just hold it up like that, and the onion or tomato or whatever you're cutting will be easily cut that way.
Another very simple thing, but can make all the difference in keeping all of your fingers.
It really can. And then there's so many other things. I happen to have right here a watermelon.
I just cut one of those, and I was like, but I think I remember you telling us you cut both ends.
Cut the ends off. That's exactly it. Again, you want to have a sharp knife, and my preference is a serrated knife, because you're right, it's awkward, it's a funny size thing, and how do you, some people try and start all over it. Cut off both ends. And that way, you don't have to go very deep into it. Cut down to the beginning of the fruit, and now you have it flat. Now you notice this isn't necessarily flat up top here. That's okay. I did that on purpose. I always say that on TV that I did it on purpose, even when I didn't. But now you just start cutting down the side of the watermelon, and if you try doing that with a round surface, it would be rolling all over the place.
Right.
So this way, with the cutting board not moving and with the melon not moving, you've got a stable surface. And again, it's all about kitchen safety, and it's also called, people talk about sanitation, and it's the same thing. Sanitation isn't just washing your hands, which is important, but preventing something bad from happening. It all comes under the umbrella of sanitation and kitchen safety.
And it also makes you want to eat healthy because it's not such a chore anymore. It's easier to do.
Exactly.
So you're more inclined to buy those things that are harder to cut because you know how to do it right. Now we've got about 30 seconds, Chef Bill. We want to show how to cut a pepper and an onion.
Okay, and cutting the pepper, it's very easy. I like to hold it stable just like this and just cut down the side. And by kind of angling it, not only are you keeping it stable, but you're also not cutting all of the seeds out as well.
Cleanup.
It's an easier cleaning way to do it. And the same thing with the onion is I cut the ends off, and how I like to peel it with a paring knife, I just like to come down the side like that. And again, your hand is not in harm's way, and just peel back gently, not forcing. Even though it's coming towards you, I'm not forcing the knife.
Right.
And if it rips a little bit, you just stop, because you're not forcing it till you've got full control. And that's how you get the peel off, whether it's a thick peel or a thin peel.
Very easy.
It's the easiest thing, but again, it's these things which help you remember to be safe in the kitchen.
Exactly, so that you can enjoy your food and be smiling while you're eating it and not in pain.
Exactly.
That's right, thank you, and that's so important. We laugh when we joke, but it is very important. Summer safety in the kitchen. Don't ever make a joke of it. We'll have more tips with you to keep us safe in the kitchen.
Absolutely.
So stay tuned, we'll have more with Chef Bill in just a bit. We are back with personal chef Bill Collins from chefbill.com. We're talking about summer safety in the kitchen. It is such an important topic, and it sometimes seems that we forget about safety because we're always on the go.
It is, and while we often think of things as just like cutting ourselves, there's so many things around the kitchen where it's not so much you can harm yourself, but you want to make sure that you do it safely so you don't harm yourself.
Exactly, exactly. So we covered earlier in the show, we talked about slicing and cutting up things the right way. Now we're going to talk about other things not necessarily involving food.
Exactly. For instance, one of the biggest things, accidents that happen in commercial kitchens in restaurants are aluminum foil and the plastic wrap container, because you've got this blade right along here, and since you can't see, you figure, well, that's not that dangerous. It's very easy to hurt yourself with those. You want to be careful, and very often, especially with plastic wraps, they come with this little special guard that covers over that, and you just slide the plastic wrap along, and it is so easy to do it that way, and you don't cut yourself. I do this at home not that I cut myself. I use this one at home.
You use that at home, and it makes it easier and it's safe.
It is safer because it's so easy to zone out and not pay attention to those little itty bitty blades.
Especially at a party and you're trying to put stuff away. Exactly.
Absolutely.
So make sure you are conscious of that for sure.
Yes.
All right, let's talk about.
Let's talk about.
So much to talk about. Where should we go next?
We've got tables. How about towels? Towels and these hand warmers. And here's the thing: is very often, especially if a skillet's coming out of the oven, it's obviously you want to use a pot holder or a towel. What you want to be careful of is if it's damp. If you've got just a damp towel, whatever, you don't want to use one. It might seem counterintuitive, but that's you get a steam burn. And because what was a nice, cool, damp towel, all of a sudden on a screaming hot handle, you can get a steam burn. Two things will happen. You'll burn yourself, you'll get halfway to your counter, and you'll drop whatever's in your hand.
Goodness, yeah.
So make sure these are dry. It seems counterintuitive, but that's a very important thing.
Okay.
Another thing is, especially, this only applies if you have a gas stove, is always have a lid nearby if you're sauteing and adding alcohol, or if you're adding some oil, because that's what can sizzle and cause a little flare-up. And if you're uncomfortable with flare-up, I mean just a little flame, a little fire, and it'll go out almost always immediately. But if you're uncomfortable with that, you just take the lid, put it right on top of the pan, and that'll stop the oxygen from it. And that is a huge kitchen safety thing, because fires happen and people don't know what to do. And they also don't realize it will go out almost immediately, but too many things happen in the brain.
When you see that flame. So
why not?
Stand by your pan and put a lid on it.
Exactly. Oh, that's
Great.
A song, Stand By Your Pan.
It is? Okay,
we'll
write
remember
it.
that. It's a country
Maybe
song.
we can make it a rap or something.
Exactly. Now, another thing is this plastic cup here. Very often, people, when they go into their freezers, especially if they have an automatic ice cube maker, is just to take a glass and scoop it out. And especially if you have a bigger one, it makes sense. Why put your hands on it, scoop it? Glass breaks so often when you do that. And the next thing you know is you're not just pulling a piece of glass out of your ice. You might be pulling shards of glass out of your whole freezer. So either use your hands or a plastic cup just to scoop it out. You don't want to risk your really nice mass appeal coffee mug
you don't want to ruin
by
that.
scooping it out. So that's something that's very important. But again, you don't always think about.
All right, we've got about 30 seconds. Let's talk about handling a knife in the
Handling
kitchen.
a knife. If I'm going to give you a knife, I'm not going to hand it to you this way. I'm going to take it and I'm going to hand it this way. This way, I've got the blade, I'm in control, and it's not moving around and you can hurt yourself in the blade. The other thing, I'm going to walk over here is to show you how you walk with a knife. You don't want to walk like this. You could trip, you could fall, and you could stab yourself or somebody else.
Right.
Very stiff arm, and the stiff arm reminds you to your brain that this is an uncomfortable position, and walk like this. And I always tell people just a little bit behind you, just like that, and you're walking to wherever you're going, and so it's close to you. If you fall, if you slip, you're not going to cut yourself, and you're not going to cut somebody else.
And that tension in your arm is reminding yourself, okay, there's a knife in my hand.
It's very awkward. Nobody walks like that. So
then it's a good reminder. Two really quick things if you're cooking with charcoal.
Yes, it's very important when you're cooking with charcoal to be very careful. Do not add lighter fluid once you've lit the fire. A lot of times people think, oh, it's not going well, put it on. You can get a flare-up, and you can cause, that's a very dangerous fire to have, so you want to be very careful of that.
Also, we cut something, we cut slice our pepper, we throw our knife in the sink.
You never, ever, no, never, a lot of times people think, well, I'll be washing it later. You put your knives in the sink and don't think about it. If soapy water goes over, if you forget, or if somebody jumps in and says, hey, I'm going to help you out, I'm going to wash the dishes, reach your hand into the sink and you end up with fewer fingers than when you started. And so you don't want to do that. Always leave your knives on the counter and wash them one at a time. That's a very important thing, and accidents happen like that. That's a really big one you want to be careful of.
So we covered so much, and this is a great reminder. All of us will be safe this summer and, of course, throughout the fall and winter and spring. So
Yes.
thank you so much, Chef Bill. Good
Thank you.
reminder. And I know we can all use those tips. And tune in next week for even more Chef Secrets with Chef Bill.